Toto Wolff is desperate for Lewis Hamilton. The Mercedes team boss still wants a future with his longtime driver, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to make sure they stay together. In Toto's eyes, he is married to Sir Lewis. He even said so himself. So, what is he going to do to win over Hamilton's heart? Stay tuned to find out. The contract situation between Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes is still unresolved, even after holding extensive discussions with Toto Wolff behind closed doors over the past few months. All of this dancing around has left people scratching their heads, making guesses as to why the 7-time world champion hasn't signed on the dotted line. His future with Mercedes is uncertain until he ultimately makes a decision and signs a new agreement. The negotiations continue, and fans are eagerly awaiting updates on whether Hamilton will continue his journey with the Silver Arrows. It appears that the key elements of a new deal have been agreed upon, and the major points have been settled, indicating that Lewis Hamilton is keen on continuing his decade-long partnership with Mercedes. However, despite being close to a resolution, some minor differences are causing a delay in the official extension of the contract. Interestingly, the 38-year-old has revealed that he is not taking an active role in the negotiations, hinting that the saga could possibly drag on until the end of the season. Hamilton said this last month about his ongoing contract talks. "It might be announced at the end of the year, I don't know. Honestly, I just don't have any more information for you to share this week. It's with the lawyers, back and forth. I've not been a part of it the whole time. I've been removed from it from the beginning. I wanted to be able to focus on all the other things that I have going on. The team are working on it in the background. There's no negotiation left, it's just all the small bits." Toto Wolff, the big boss over at Mercedes, is going all out to keep Lewis Hamilton on board even after 2023. Right now, the 7-time world champion is in the last year of his current Mercedes deal, which he inked back in 2021. They've been in talks for quite some time now to work out a brand new agreement. In a recent interview on the BBC's Desert Island Discs, Toto Wolff spilled his heart out, saying he's been pulling out all the stops to make sure Lewis Hamilton stays with Mercedes. He even called him a pillar of the team, which shows just how much they need him. When asked if he thinks his favorite driver will be staying with the Silver Arrows, Wolff said, "Well, I very much hope so. I'm doing everything I can to make him stay." When questioned about how he plans to convince the 38-year-old racing legend to stick with the Silver Arrows beyond this year, despite a dip in their car's performance compared to their championship-winning years, Toto Wolff remained optimistic, saying, "I think there is no need to persuade him. He knows about all the goodness and although we struggled with the car this year and last year, he will be part of the resurrection of the team." Having worked together at Mercedes for nearly a decade, Toto Wolff shared that Lewis Hamilton has evolved into much more than just a driver to him. Their bond has grown beyond the track, and they've developed a deeper connection. But like any long-term relationship, they've faced their fair share of challenges along the way. Wolff went on to say, "Lewis has become a friend, and over the years, we've gone through difficult spells and very good moments. We celebrated many championships, and we had discussions among ourselves, which were not always easy. But today, he is just a friend. He's an ally. He's the best racing driver in the world, and I am very proud of being part of his career." Toto Wolff went into further detail about he and Hamilton have navigated through their disagreements in the past, drawing a comparison to a marriage. He explained, "I think we have learned. A key moment was the end of 2016, where we didn't speak to each other for a while. So I invited him to come to my kitchen in Oxford and sit down and have a chat. The kind of analogy I gave to him is that also I have arguments with Susie. Even if we shout at each other, which didn't happen a lot, but even if we have this argument, there's never a thought of divorcing, and that's why I said to him, I don't want to divorce you, and neither do you, because I want the best racing driver in our cars, and you want to have the best car. So we came to the conclusion that we can have conflict. We can create an atmosphere where we're able to be brutally honest with each other, and sometimes we agree to disagree, but we move on." While Toto Wolff thinks his partnership with Lewis Hamilton is like a marriage, Christian Horner thinks it's more like a prison sentence. During the V6 turbo hybrid era of the sport, Mercedes completely dominated their competition, leaving them in the dust. they achieved an extraordinary feat by securing an unmatched 8 consecutive Constructors' World Championships and a remarkable 7 consecutive drivers' titles. The German manufacturer's remarkable era of continued success came to an end in 2021, when Max Verstappen managed to edge out Lewis Hamilton for the world title in a highly contentious season finale held in Abu Dhabi. Since then, Red Bull has experienced a period of their own dominance and is well on track to secure the driver's title for the 3rd consecutive season. Additionally, they are successfully defending their Constructors' Championship crown, showcasing their impressive performance on the track. The tides have turned, and Red Bull is currently the team to beat in Formula 1. Horner went on ESPN's Unlapped podcast to say, "7 long years, that's a long time. You get less for crimes. We had to wait to get back into a competitive position. We had to do a lot of watching of a lot of Mercedes winning, but we never lost sight of our target. We were still winning races every single year at circuits we could excel at. We never lost that target. It was just about putting the missing pieces into place. Then once we got a competitive power unit, we were able to go toe-to-toe with Mercedes. So, they were lucky they had it easy those years when we were running one-legged. Those years were hugely important because they galvanized the team. We came off a winning streak and suddenly we had no chance. We were turning up at races and had no chance of success. I think that tested the team in many respects. It would have been very easy for a lot of people to have left the team at that point. The races we won, we had to scrap hard for. We had to be super sharp because we were running with a handicap effectively. If you look at the races we won in those years, many of them were opportunistic wins, or wins at circuits where power didn't play a pivotal focus. I think 2021 was probably the most epic season in the history of the sport, but we were ready for that challenge. We were battle-hardened from those intervening years. In 2023, Red Bull achieved a remarkable feat by setting a new record for the most consecutive wins in Formula 1. They surpassed McLaren's previous record of 12 straight wins from 1988. Their latest triumph at the Belgian Grand Prix was their 13th consecutive victory, solidifying their dominance and making history in the sport. Reflecting on their recent success, Horner said, "We could never have imagined in our wildest dreams that we're heading into summer break unbeaten in both Grand Prix and sprint races. In February, we knew we had a good car, but we expected Ferrari to build on last year, and we expected Mercedes to be there also. It completely took us by surprise how competitive we were compared to our opponents." What do you think? Is the partnership between Lewis Hamilton and Toto Wolff more like a marriage or a prison sentence? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.